I wasn't even aware. Doc said I needed medication, but the pills, they made me feel nothing. Wiped out all my emotions. I couldn't even smile without knowing it was phony. I just thought I was lazy, unmotivated, uninspired, tired all the time. I eventually lost interest in all the activities I used to engage in. The girls at school made it even worse when they would tease me for being unsocial. I live with my dad, but he's never home. Always working, considering we live off of his income at Costco. So I'm home a lot. Mainly 'cause Dad doesn't let me out, but it doesn't matter. I hate everyone in this town anyway. Being home alone all the time with nothing but my thoughts, it really got to me. I'm depressed. But the difference between me and others who are depressed, I can admit it.
Thank you for spending your time with me in this interview to talk about your personal story.
No problem. It's really not that much of a bother.
Why don't you start with how you discovered you had depression?
Well, my teacher was the first one to notice. She taught English, my favorite subject. When she saw I just wasn't doing any of the work, she figured there had to be a reason, so she just suggested I get help.
Did you get help?
At first, no. I just figured I was a lazy teenager, but then my mom started to notice the symptoms along with my dad after she mentioned it to him. They booked an appointment to see the psychiatrist, Dr. Bagori. After a few sessions with him, he diagnosed me with depression and put me on medication.
Did you find that the medication helped?
At first, a little. I mean, I wasn't sad and I was more active, but the fact that I was feeling wasn't real gave me another reason to be sad, so it kind of defeated the purpose of the pills.
What about your everyday life? How does having depression take a toll on your life?
It's confusing because whatever I thought I have, or action I do, I question myself if it's really me being me or my depression affecting that. But being at school is a lot better than I would expect. Teachers know, but they don't treat me differently. It's just nice when people consider it around the topic.
Well, that's really great to hear that it hasn't had such a negative impact on your life. What do you think is the hardest part in having depression?
The realization of it all, being able to admit, yes, I'm depressed. And I'm glad I could do that because now I've learned how to cope and I think I'm getting better. It's good to know that there's thousands of people like me around the world, so I don't always feel alone.
But what people don't realize is depression isn't just something that'll go away over time. It's a diagnosis. It's like a disease. But it can be helped. It can be conquered.